4 books to read if you want to learn more about the witch trials. So my first 2 books are actually by the same author, so I'm going to share them at the same time, and they're both by Malcolm Gaskill, who is quite a prolific scholar in this area. And first of all, he contributed a little book to one of my favourite series, which is the Very Short Introduction series from Oxford University Press on witchcraft. Now, while the title of this book is witchcraft, I will say at least 75% of it feels like it's about the witch trials, which might not be what you were looking for when you picked this book up based on the title, but if you are looking for a short, accessible history of the witch trials, which also touches on some other aspects of witchcraft historically and in modern times, then it's fantastic. So, then Malcolm Gaskill's other book that I want to recommend is The Ruin of All Witches: Life and Death in the New World, which specifically focuses on the witch trials as they took place in the Americas, and the other 2 books I'm going to talk about are about Europe and Scotland more specifically. So then I have 2 books, like I mentioned, which are more specifically about Scotland, which also touch on Europe. Because Scotland was responsible for a huge number of executions during this time. And the first book I have is How to Kill a Witch, A Guide for the Patriarchy, by 2 women who you may recognise as the names behind the Scottish Witch podcast. Yes, the same podcast behind the introduction of the Scottish Witch Tartan, and also the campaign to have the Scottish Government acknowledge the atrocities and exonerate the women and men who were executed during this time. And this is an incredibly accessible book which reminds us of the gendered aspect of the witch trials, as well as how history is relevant to modern day feminism. Last but not least, if you want a book that imagines the perspectives and stories of these women, you have to check out We Are All Witches by Mary Kidd. So this is both fiction and non-fiction in a way. Mary Kidd takes what evidence we do have about a selection of women who were executed during the witch trials and kind of imagines their lives. And it's one of those books that reminds you that behind every historical story there are very, very real people who are affected by this. And what Mary Kidd does is give these people their voices back. It's a fantastic book. But yeah, those are my 4 book recommendations for anyone interested in the history of the witch trials. Let me know if you have any more.